Hi, Jennifer. I did actually go on live, Jennifer, before, but I restarted the live because, and I've been on for nearly 2 hours. What happened? Well, I don't know. I had to just restart a new live because, like, hi, Matthew. How are you? I just started a new live because, yeah, it was effing up. The volume was no good, and I don't know what was going on. So, Jennifer, post your question. We've got Julie there as well. Matthew, blessings. Let me just double check my volume. It's like 300%, it says my volume. General. Okay, let's have a look at a general for you, Jennifer. I have been on already for about nearly 2 hours, Jennifer, so we'll just keep going with this new live, all right? Because the old live was having a problem with my audio. All right, let's have a look and see, Jennifer. Now that turned in such a way that when I turn that card, Jennifer, if it's in the reverse, it needs to be because of the way it landed, okay? We have, yeah, you're breaking a cycle. You're breaking some sort of cycle. Something is outgrown here, all right? You've been divinely guided to break a cycle with a person, with a boundary that you didn't have on yourself before, or a cycle that kept repeating. Something is closing out here. Okay, something you've broken an ancestral cycle or a cycle that you've had with yourself. So this is good that this is in the reverse. Okay, you've purged something. Patience in the reverse. This is about being patient with yourself because you may think you're ready for something because you've broken a cycle. You want to move forward quickly. Take your time with that. Okay, take your time with that. So you may feel like you went to bed one night and you felt sad or depleted or down, or like you needed rest or you needed a guidance, divine guidance especially, and you got it. Like you woke up. It's like you woke up and one day and you felt completely different to the night before. All right, that's what it feels like here. But Spirit's also saying to be patient with something. Yes, you've been given divine guidance. You've had guidance from Spirit. Now, this I do feel was probably when you were sleeping, or maybe you just had the rest you needed to get mentally on a good level where you could make some decisions. But Spirit's also saying with patience in the reverse, you may feel like you don't want to be patient for something, but Spirit's saying you still need to be, okay? And to take your time with the decisions you make and how you basically go about your day to day. And don't forget that you were divinely guided to close the cycle off here and to trust that, okay? To trust that direction that Spirit gave you. What else do we have? Yeah, you didn't want to put the effort in anymore to a particular friendship, a situation. We will clarify this, but Spirit is saying to be patient. I do feel this has got to do with a relationship, right? And that can be a friendship, a parent, a child. It doesn't matter whether it's family or not, okay? Matthew will be with you shortly. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. There's something here about your freedom. There's something here about your freedom. Maybe you were restricted in some sort of way by, like I said, a parent, a family member, a lover, something, and you broke the cycle and you didn't feel free, but you feel free now, okay? So let me know if this is resonating. And then there's something here about you still needing to be patient and wait for things to fall into place. Because you may feel really happy right now and like, yeah, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And that's fine. We all want that motivation. And you've been directly guided by Spirit to have this motivation. And Spirit's giving you this like extra shock of electricity or energy, okay? However, your freedom may be at stake here, or you feel that you want to be free, okay? Perhaps you're not feeling connected with others, You're changing. You're changing. And there's something here about love as well. But the transformation is because you've had an upgrade. You've had an upgrade. You're changing. Things are changing for you. Okay. But there's still some sort of challenge. And I feel that the challenge is that you want things to be perfect, and nothing is ever perfect. With the cycle that you've closed, that's wonderful. But there'll always be another test. Okay. They'll all, because that's why we're here on earth. Okay. This is a school. What is this cycle you've closed out and not wanting to put the effort in? Is this got to do with the person? Show me clearly, please, Spirit. It could be work, it could be a person, it could be a certain way of thinking on an internal level. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. So you broke some sort of contract or ancestral chain, like cycle here. You broke a contract. The contract is over and you're not putting the effort in anymore. If it doesn't fill your cup, right? Let me know if this is resonating, Jennifer. Talk to me, please. Yeah. It could be with a person. You've got the King of Swords in the reverse. Now this, King of Swords in the reverse is not a nice person. This is a narcissistic energy. This is someone who is mentally not stable. This is someone who does not have your best interests at heart, okay? And you broke the chain with this person. This could be a father. This could be a brother. This could be, doesn't have to be a lover, okay? You broke a contract with someone. Now this can also be work related, right? Where you said, I'm not putting the effort in, I'm not appreciated, I'm breaking this cycle. And the cycle is about self-love, okay? So you're putting yourself first. Talk to me, guys, please, when I'm reading for you, Jennifer, else you'll, yeah, because you have tapped into something on an internal spiritual level where you're like, I'm not doing this. This person or this thing is not filling my cup, all right? And I'm going to be selfish now, and I'm going to break this cycle, and I'm moving away because I've been divinely guided. And you've been divinely guided by your higher self as well. Okay, what is this patience in reverse? Thank you, Oldenburg. Whatever that means. Okay, I've been telling myself to be patient. Yeah, so you need to be more patient, even though you want to push forward with something, and you will be divinely guided. Spirit's saying, do not make any decisions right now, okay? You may feel like you can. You may feel that you're strong enough to, right? Look at that. You may be struggling. You may have a lot of decisions to make. You may have a lot of financial decisions to make. You may be juggling a lot of things at once, okay? You may be juggling a lot of things at once. And Spirit's saying to be patient and to really like drop into your feelings right now. This is very much an energy reading, okay? To like follow how you feel about things, okay? The Wheel of Fortune, it did come out in the upright. And that's when things will start moving, okay? You are definitely walking away. And this eclipse season will be very significant to you. That's the only card in the tarot. Hi, Debbie, that has the eclipse on it, okay? So Spirit is saying to like really harness this energy of the eclipses right now to be able to move away from or towards something or both, right? Because you are changing. You're shedding some sort of skin here. You're putting yourself first. And you're following Spirit's guidance, and you're definitely, I don't know if you're moving away, Jennifer, from this person. Let me know if there is a masculine in your life that you've recently cut away or cut off, okay? Because that's significant there. Okay, Julie, if you're still there, post your question. Let's have a look and see what you have to say, or another, yeah, I haven't made any decisions. Don't make any decisions yet. You will know. I'm seeing the High Priestess in my mind. Let's split the deck. Yeah, you will know. It could be something about money or work as well. Could be something about travel. Okay, let's have a look if Julie's, I don't know if Julie's still there. Otherwise, Matthew is next. Matthew, post your question. I'm going to start pulling your cards, Matthew. My brother's called Matthew. Okay. All right. What's here for Matthew? Matthew, post your question, please. I won't be on for too much longer, guys. I did another live before, which was nearly 2 hours long. I had to restart the live because I was having problems with my audio. So if you're on here, please be patient, but I should be able to get through whoever's here. So Matthew, if you're there, otherwise we're going to go to blessings. Matthew. Okay. Thank you, Matthew. Now, I don't know if this is the topic of your book, but this is the only card that's coming out so far. This card talks about how we can project, it talks about a lot of things, talks about a lot of things. This is about how we can project, or people can project their energy onto other people. Because, so this is quite a deep card actually. So this is about projection, how we project our energy out to the world, how others project their energy onto us, and how we can handle that. This is also called the mirror energy. It's the number 34, that could be significant, the number 7. And this is about how we can handle other people's different personalities and different hats they wear and different hats we have to wear, and how we can protect our energy with projections of negativity. We can also project positive energy out, right? Not just negative energy, or people can project positive energy out to us. When you walk in a room, you usually know if there's been an argument, or the energy feels different, or it's like, what's going on here, sort of energy, all right? Whether it's in your home, your workplace, just in general, okay? Or that intuitive feeling like something's about to happen. This can also talk about prophecy, I'm going to say, okay? Because I'm getting the name, like the word prophecy or prophet type of energy. But it's also possibly about how scriptures can help, like the Psalms, the Proverbs, and how like important is to give out love and give out goodness and give out good energy, but also how to protect ourselves from people's projections. Okay, so that's what's coming through here. Right, nothing else is coming out there. Let's pull some other cards. With your question, I'm going to pull these ones. All right. This is about the pain inside, okay, as well. This is about how all the things we've learned through our life can sum us up sometimes in a nutshell, instead of wanting change or wanting to change. So the energy we project out is super important because it will come back to us tenfold. And how all the different cycles in life, this could be like 10-year cycles. Okay, let's have a look. What else? Anything else? And your book possibly, and I'm sure it is to bring people hope that no matter what's happened to them in their life, their dream is still possible. It's still a possible, like, it's not an impossible dream. So it's to help people possibly, I don't know what it is, but it's possibly to help people to change what they give, like what they put out. Because what we project, we can project fear because we have experienced fear, either through childhood, through growing up, in how others have put us down. And if we project out fear, to the collective or to people around us. People can see us as weak. People can pick up on this energy, especially now that you know people are waking up. And how you can help yourself to have hope that things can get better, and see how the different contrasts of the colors in the card, okay, going from darkness to light, going from a certain way of being to a more happier, fulfilled, stable place emotionally, mentally. This is all about the story of life, right? The story of our existence and how we can accept. So that the book may be about acceptance, accepting oneself and being able to have the strength to face fears and change and still have hope. So your book may be very much so about how to accept the emotional thing, because he's lying in a body of water here, how to accept the emotional things about what we've been taught or how we've been brought up or how, and to still have hope no matter what you've been through. Thank you, Spirit. So no matter what you've been through that has created whatever you're projecting. Okay, so it's not necessarily what you're projecting to others, because I feel like it's more like the internal that can be shown on the external. Okay, let's see what else we have. All right. Anything else, Spirit? Show me clearly. All right, will this be, yeah, this is ancestral, possibly ancestral karma. You could be writing a spiritual book about, you know, how our ancestors and the karma from ancestors, also childlike things, okay, and helping people to resource their own support for themselves, so they are accepted or they feel accepted or they just accept themselves, and to move away from worry and fear, because that is about worry and fear, the Nine of Swords, and to, yeah, thank you, Spirit, and to move on, to move in a different direction, to have it like to choose a different path and move away from any mental conflict here. That was your reading, Matthew. I hope that made sense. Let's have a look at the next person. Debbie, post your question. I don't have many people on a Friday night usually. It's usually pretty slow, which is good for those people that are on, especially if I want to just keep doing readings. Yeah. Thank you too. I'll read your comments in a second. Okay, hold on. I've got to go up and read your comment. My book is about what we have inherited as a child and how to start asking questions. Something I try to focus on a lot. Cool. That's really good, because obviously how we're brought up affects us through our whole life, and unless we address it and are honest with like how things affect us now and how they've affected us and how to move forward, is what the whole world needs, really. General for Debbie. Let's have a look, Debbie. I'm going to use these cards because they are really like hitting the mark. So there's something you're either worried about or you're mulling on, Debbie. Like you're thinking like, hold on, I'm just going to check my, I don't know what's going on with my device. It's like, it doesn't seem very bright, but anyway. Right, let's have a look. So you're not sure, there may be like, there's this feeling of a lot of different options in front of you. I'm getting Seven of Cups energy really clearly. So let's see what comes out here. It's almost like not being able to move forward, not being able to start something. Because this, yeah, look at that, the Magician in the reverse. Now, I'm not saying this is trickster energy or there's anyone around you that's being a trickster or sneaky, but you just feel like you have so many ideas and you don't know you don't know either how to start this project or this thing, or you may want to get advice from others. You may be seeking advice from someone not that has more experience, but just throwing it out there, okay? Needing to possibly throw something out there to get some sort of advice. What else do we have? The King of Wands. So there may be a masculine in your life that is very, very intelligent and very good with words and very good at helping you to get clear on something. So this can be a friend, and I do feel it's a masculine. I don't feel it's a feminine energy. I feel it's a masculine that is either seeing you being like this, but this person is really going to help you sort of like move to the next level or the next stage of something here. Okay. All right. What else do we have here, please, for Debbie? So there's a, like, don't make any fast decisions. Get more information, get advice from this trusted person here. All right. You may be getting tarot readings, or you may be using divination to get answers right now, the magic card. But this is also believing in your own magic, right? Okay. Someone's going to give you some sort of different viewpoint on something or idea about something, okay? There's something, and it's something to do with your purpose. So you have a purpose, and a lot of your purpose is spiritual, okay? And you know that, though. You know this, all right? Let's pull out some wisdom cards. You know that you have some sort of purpose here that gives you a lot of fulfillment, and it's time to go towards that purpose, Debbie. All right, it's definitely time. You know what is for you and what is not for you. You know that. You are in between being in a very foggy energy. I wouldn't say dark energy, I'd just say a foggy, confusing energy, because I saw the Seven of Cups before in my mind's eye. And you know what your purpose is. It's like, how can I get there, or how can I get to the next stage? And there is a rebirth coming. There's also travel, I feel, coming up for you. Both of these cards, Six of Swords and the Three of Wands, talk about travel. Okay. Let me know if this is resonating, Debbie. Please talk to me when I'm reading for you guys. It really helps the energy to come through. Even if it's just like, thank you, I understand, this resonates, or it doesn't, whatever. You're adding something. There's something there's an addition here to something, okay? And that's going to change your way forward. That's going to change your trajectory. There's a change coming up. So, but it's like an addition. It's like whatever information or advice you're getting from this masculine, it's setting the wheels in motion, okay? For change. And it's to do with your purpose. All right. And spirit is supporting you and helping you. And I do feel that this person incoming, or this friend you're reaching out to get advice, is really going to help you. Okay. And intuitively, I feel you either know who this is, or, well, it's definitely a spirit purpose. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of these cards, really strong spiritual energy. Okay. Yeah. The desert may be significant for some reason. We have this by the book energy. You mentioned your book before. I think that this support that you're getting, advice, will really put you mentally on the right page to write that book, to do that thing, okay? And it's going to be very, very good for you to have this mentor, because I feel it's more like of a mentor teacher sort of thing, all right? And this book is going to make you very happy, or make a lot of other people also very happy. So it could be a fiction or non-fiction book, but there's something here about it making, like, it's a book of happiness. So I don't know if that makes sense. That was your reading. Who else is online, please? We have 5 people here. If you want a reading today, please let me know. Don't just sit there and not say anything, guys. You need to tell me who's online. Thank you, Debbie. I'll only be on for another like 10 minutes max, depending upon who talks to me. Depending upon who talks to me. Has anyone got any good suggestions of things to watch on YouTube or Netflix at the moment? I've been watching Everyone Feed Phil. Everybody Feed Phil. It's an old show. It's years old. Thank you, Debbie. You too. But it's he goes around the world and he goes to all these different countries and tries different food. It's really cool. I love it. 7 people online. Matthew, that was Debbie's reading, but I'm glad it resonated with you. Okay. Yeah, I think I've still got, Debbie, another couple of seasons to watch. And it's the guy that created Everybody Loves Raymond, and he's actually married to Robert Marone in the show's wife, Amy. He's married to her in real life. And she's on the show now and again as well. Blessings, you can have another reading if you like. I won't be too long. I will be leaving the feed. Friday nights always a really slow night. I've always found like the weekend nights are like that. I'm more likely to catch people on live like in the weekdays. I suppose people just like don't. Yeah. So he created Everyone Loves Raymond, and he's married to Amy, who is Robert's wife in the show. So yeah. And his parents died about 5 years ago, his mum and dad. On the first couple of seasons, he'd go on the video call and that would be on the thing. Well, they died in 2020, I think 2019, 2021. I think his mum died first, his dad died in 2021. So it's at least 5 years old, that show, at least maybe 7 years old. I would like to know if my husband will realise he's wrong about blaming me about the dog situation. I think didn't we answer that yesterday or the other day, Blessings? Okay, let's pull out some cards and see what's here. I do see a regret energy. I do feel a regret energy for sure. Okay. Give me a second, guys. All right. I just had a message. I had to respond. Okay, let's have a look for Debbie. Sorry, not for Debbie. Why am I saying Debbie? For Blessings. What's going on with Blessings' husband? How does he feel right now about the situation? Did you say the dog is gone? Yeah. So he is letting his defenses down. That came out like this. So normally the 9 of Wands in this deck is very like defensive, standing guard, protecting his energy, protecting his stance or on the situation, how he feels, very dogmatic energy. So that's sort of like moved to this position. So it's sort of like he's coming around to understand something here. Yeah. He feels like he didn't protect somebody. He feels like he didn't protect somebody. And there's a pride issue here. There's a pride issue. Perhaps you do need to talk, because we'll look at that about your relationship. Okay, what else do we have? So there's a pride hurt. I think that there's like a conversation that's coming in here. Page of Swords. But I feel that like he could be very immature in the way he says things or does things or presents himself, this being a Page of Swords. And he came out as the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm getting like verbal diarrhea. A spirit just said to me, so maybe he's saying things are like not true or, whatever. But there's some offer coming in here. I feel this is your energy more than his. Like, let's start again. Let's go through this, how I felt, how you feel, and come to some sort of agreement. And I think that's what you're basically sort of trying to say. And you're trying to bring calm and compassion. Like you're more understanding here than he is. And he's feeling very upside down about this whole thing. And then there's at least 3 people affected by this. 3 of Swords in the family. Thank you, Spirit. 10 of Cups. So there's something here about like, yeah, you're protecting your energy, but you're also trying to be understanding in this situation. And the Chariot is in the reverse. So I think, like I said the other day, I don't think things are going to change immediately. All right. I think that this is going to be a while before he realizes something here. Yeah. And that's the truth, Ace of Swords. So there's going to be clarity coming in, but it's going to be maybe even a couple of months where he's going to realize how upset he has made the family. 10 of Cups in the reverse is now there on the bottom of the deck. So I think he's going to realize the burden that he's placed, or he's going to be burdened, or both. All right. I think there's something here about your relationship. Okay. And how the relationship needs to be salvaged, or the relationship, there's a lot of emotional confusion about how you feel about him and how he feels about you. And I think that's more to the point than the issue with the dog, if that makes sense. Okay. There's more here. It's more about the burden that you feel in day-to-day life and the burden he does, and how that needs to be spoken about and addressed. Yeah. And the emotional dissatisfaction that you feel and he feels. Okay. I think this is a two-way thing. And that, yeah. That and how he draws on your spiritual energy. So I think it's more so to do with the relationship that needs working on, right? Yeah, with the family, but you know, when it comes down to it, it's your relationship. And how it's going to take some time to relearn each other and to bring more passion in and to stop this emotional confusion. And to figure the emotional confusion out when it comes to your relationship itself and how you feel about each other. Okay, because it's not just like the family, there's other stuff going on here with your relationship with each other that needs to be salvaged, rescued, looked at, spoken about, counseled. Okay, you may want to go to counseling. All right, I'm going to leave the feed now. I've been on for about 2 hours and over 2 hours, 2.5 hours since I started my last live. I hope that you guys can be on tomorrow. I will post on the post section of my channel. I'm going to get a content creator expert to look at my channel before the end of the year, because yeah, I think I just need to put more content out. And I just don't have the you know, I just do not. We're only roommates, and I suggested counselling. He refused it. We're only roommates. What do you mean you're only roommates? I thought he was your husband. I'm confused. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Blessings. I hope you have an amazing evening, guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. Okay, bye. I appreciate your time and energy too. Thank you. Blessings.